Hello everybody, time for part 2. Sorry about the shadows here. We'll try to shut off a light here and see if that helps. Alright, so today what we're going to do is continue on from where we left off. Now, just to recap, last week we talked about getting the modes, being able to play any mode, anytime, anywhere. That's what this series is about. And we went over using the Pentatonic Scale. So what that got us was the ability, if you watch that lesson, if you haven't watched it, go back and watch it now. So this will make sense. The ability to play any mode by organizing the modes into the 3 minor modes and the 3 major modes and using the Pentatonic Scale. You line up your minor note or your major note, and we went over that in the last lesson, so we don't want to waste any time going over that, but just to kind of, get you up to speed here from where we were last time. Anyways, I need to use a script, which would be a little bit better, but here we go. So this Pentatonic Scale, what we're going to do today is, now let's get across the fretboard. What we got is the ability to play in that pentatonic box, and the handy thing we did was, just to go back here for a second, we identified the notes in that box that will get us the chord tones of the basic mode, and some stepping stone notes. Now, it won't give us any of the special flavors of that's coming up in the next lesson, which I'm really excited for. So let's get through this one really fast. But what we want to do is, let's be able to expand on the pentatonic scale. What we learn with this pentatonic is going to help us with our next lesson. So what we want to do is take the pentatonic across the fretboard. If you know all your 5 shapes, you can probably accomplish what we're going to do today already. However, you might be doing it, if you know just the 5 shapes as they are shapes, you may be doing it in a very linear fashion. Like, basically you play this up and down, the next shape you would play up and down, the next shape you can play up and down. But what if we want to just get all across the fretboard and crawl around these different pentatonic shapes? How can that be done? Well, what we need to know is about the angle, that there's an angle to the fretboard shapes that they run at. And there's 2 shapes to this pentatonic scale that will help you understand it. You can use either one to get across the fretboard. So, for example, I could take we're going to take this top shape here, and if I can, I would go like, then I would be over here on the middle set of strings. Whoa. And then, anyways, that didn't work out as well as I planned. But can't hold the phone. I have to hold the phone with my one hand here. It'd be nice to have 3 hands here. So, let's go to these next diagrams here. Make it really easy, and we can get out of this lesson in hopefully 10 minutes or less. Because that's kind of the goal here, to make these easy 10-minute chunk lessons. So, that pattern I was just showing you, the very top of the pentatonic here, consider this here. In blue, you'll notice that I have these brackets here. Basically, there's always, whenever I teach these patterns, there's only 2 rows to know about. There's row 1 that runs at an angle this way, that basically it uses 2 strings. It's a 2-string pattern, and it groups, like, for example, here, the E and the A, the D and the G, and the B and the E, the B and the high E. So the orange, the second group, is a little more mysterious and never jumps out at anybody, because that uses a broken box that just rides on both E strings, and then groups the A and the D and the G and the B. Now, one thing we know is when crossing the G and the B, there's always that hiccup, because you'll know when you tune your guitar, you tune to the 5th fret, the 5th fret, the 5th fret, the 5th fret, and then, or here you tune to the 4th fret, and then you're back at the 5th fret. So this group here, the blue, the basically the B and the E, are everything is always one fret that way. So it screws up everything that straddles the G and the B string. So that kind of doesn't let any of these easy patterns jump out at you. But if you wanted to go down your pentatonic scale at an angle, instead of just up and down all the time, you could see here that you could just play these 4 notes, and they have the, you just go, just basically, I'll try to hold the camera still as possible, so you can pause this video and copy this chart down, so you can do it for yourself. Here, you have to, they don't line up perfectly, but now it's the same 4 notes, and then it's the same 4 notes down here. So let's say this was A, E, no, that would be, sorry, that would be E, A, and then that would be G, C, E, A, G, C, E, A, G, C, E, A, G, C. All right, and the is that right? Something is in a little bit of a hiccup there in my mind, but anyways, it doesn't really matter. So you just would play that a couple times and get used to that. Then how to find the orange row here, and I put 2 different colors to identify each row, so that if it was all blue, you wouldn't notice as well. And then I use these. This is the beginning of the orange row again, and this is the beginning of the blue row. So there's this rule: as is above, so is below. So when you get to, say, the top, you start again. These 2 orange notes are the same as these 2 orange notes. And for example, above the E and the A and the C here, if this was, say, the 5th fret, then this would be the A and the C again. And oh yeah, that's right. That's where I screwed up. This is the answer to the pause I had a few seconds ago. So A and C are at the bottom, and E and G are at the top. So G, A, C. So then E, G, A, C, E, G, A, C. All right, I think I got that backwards, but anyways, you guys get the idea. So here it straddles the E string. So it's the same 4-bar pattern. Just remember here it's got a weird break, and so really the only solid one you get in this row here is this guy right here on these strings. And if you can remember, when I thought about this, then it opened up in my mind that I remember these open bits. I remember this from the main pentatonic shape I know, and then I remembered the next shape I knew has this up on has the big square here up on the top, and I thought, oh yeah, that's right, that's where that shape is. The next shape over to this one has the we'll call this the big 4, has the big 4 down here. It's 1 2 1 2 1 4 1 4 1 2 1 2, or you could call that 2 4 2 4 1 4 1 4 2 4 2 4 is the shape there. So kind of neat there that it does that. You could also use in this pentatonic scale this tic-tac-toe box right here to get across the fretboard. And what I did here is, in the big picture, I visualize it like this. Actually, a bigger layer over here, kind of like an Oreo cookie, where the cookie parts are slid off the center filling area there, if that makes any sense. But let me try to get a pointer here. Where's my pencils out of reach? So I'll try to use this guy here. So basically what you really got, and you can look at this either this way or this way, a pentatonic scale is 5 notes, right? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Those are the 5 notes of the pentatonic and how they really are organized on your fretboard. As you can see, the other pattern was 4 notes, so you're missing a note when you play that pattern. This pattern gives you all 5 notes. And whenever you're in this 2 a line right here, it's the exact same notes here. It's 2, and you just start again with 3 connected to 2, and 3 connected to 2, and 3 connected to 2. And you can look at it any way you want. Some people will have a better time visualizing it this way. Some people visualize it this way. Whatever you do is fine. Now, it's the same concept here. It runs at an angle this way, and a second row runs this way, and this one straddles the outside strings, the middle strings, and then the top strings, and this is the broken group right here. Or actually, you could even consider, I think it was this one was the broken group. No, that's that 2, that 2, that 2, then this 2. Well, I guess it doesn't really show up in this pattern this way. But anyways, what you can see here is that you can actually see what I did here. You can see right here, like, for example, here. There's your, oops, there's one extra there. There's your quintessential pentatonic patterns. You can see I got them in dots there. They're a little bit hard to see right now. But I've got every shape. You've got the your first shape is here. Well, I usually call this the first shape. So you got, another shape there, another shape there, the other shape there, and the final shape there. Your 5 shapes of your pentatonic correspond above here. So this is your standard blues box is right here. You can almost, if you look close, you're like, oh yeah, there it is. 1 4 1 3 1 3 1 3 1 4 1 4, and then like the 2 4 2 4 1 4 1 4 2 4 2 4, just to kind of put it into those kind of terms. And you can see you've got your 1 2 3 4 5 1 2 3 4 5 1 2 3 4 5. I guess this was the row with the split box, because here is where it's broken up. And I did this, I made the boob shaped boxes, I guess that's what we're going to call them, just to kind of declutter and kind of bring out the picture a little better. But it's still in the orange row, but I also wanted to differentiate each, wanted to kind of single out so your eyes could see the shape. The 2 with the 3, the 2 with the 3, and the 2 with the 3. I guess those should have been boobs. And then the 3 with the 2, the 3 with the 2, and the 3 with the 2. In this particular case, we did the anyway, you can see what's going on here. So as is above, so is below. So if you were here with the 3, and you wanted to know the rest of your fretboard, suddenly you were confused. Well, you can either overlap in your mind's eye the original pentatonic, the standard shapes, and just maybe walk down that way until you get to this part where you've got you're basically back here again in your blue row, and you can go that way and that way and that way and that way, and even so you got more directions now across your fretboard. You're not just always playing up and down boxes. So learn that. Now you can take your modal playing. When you connect these to the modes like we went over in the first lesson, you can take those now all across the fretboard. Still missing the juicy notes, but that's coming up in the next lesson, so hopefully we'll see you there. And I think it gets easier from here. But what you learned here, this as is above, so is below, and the angles here, it's all going to come up in the next 2 lessons. So, all right, we'll see you there. Hope this helps. Let me know in the comments. Have a great day.